Hello, welcome to another episode of Commander Durdle. So as I mentioned in a previous episode or previous episodes, I've changed up the way in which I put the seed, the initial seed, before we start going down the Architect algorithm rabbit hole. In this case they use the EDH rec, or a link to EDH rec in some way to suggest cards. And I've changed it up so that now the pool of cards that I use, although it comes from the set in question, I've manually selected those through just a process of picking the cards I want to include in the pool, rather than relying on cards that might randomly come about as me virtually opening 12 packs of product, which I'd done before. So the other thing that's obviously different is I get to choose the commander from the set as a whole. I don't have to just choose whatever comes up as a rare or mythic rare in the card pool. And so therefore I will be picking legendaries that have on them an ability that is a major feature of the set in question. So for this one it's going to be Exalted. We have one legendary creature for that we can choose, and so it has to be Nefarox. Now obviously there's four other legendary creatures we could have chosen, but none of them have a sort of set specific ability as such. They obviously have things, minor themes that are there, or things within themselves, like, if you were going to do, say, the Odric deck, there's namesakes to do with Odric, and there's certain things within the set that do lend themselves towards what Odric represents as the mechanic on the card. Same with Talrand, and also the other two. But Nefarox is the one that specifically uses an ability which is the main ability in the set. Now of course we're a bit of a disadvantage in that it does mean that we can't play half of the Exalted cards, because Exalted was in black and white and we have a mono black commander. I didn't check to see if we ever had Exalted appear in Magic on other legendary creatures, but for the purposes of this, then obviously we're going mono black because that's what was in M13. And then in addition to that, I'm either picking cards which synergize with Exalted, or synergize in some way with the black that I'm playing, mono black and swamps, or support in some way the fact that we're probably going to be going with some sort of Voltron deck, or that's what I suspect is going to get suggested. And so I've got things like Mark of the Vampire from M13, which I can stick on Nefarox and get +2/+2 and lifelink. Now other things is the Exalted triggers are going to stack, so if I have any other creatures on in play, then all of their Exalted triggers will trigger if I attack with only Nefarox. So let's have a look at the creatures first. So we've got Duty Bound Dead, so these are all M13 creatures, and we'll see if we get anything from outside of M13 that is also Exalted that's in black. We've got Knight of Infamy. We have Servant of Nefarox, which is a namesake card. As we were playing M13 and it was in the set, I've just also included Vampire Nighthawk. Also notice it has a lifelink on it, which is something else I suspect is going to get suggested. We've got Duskmantle Prowler, and we also have Liliana's Shade. I deliberately didn't go through the intro deck for Nefarox that was part of M13. I could have done that and probably pulled out additional utility cards, but I just stuck with what became apparent straight away. Murder was in M13, so that's in here. We've got Liliana as well in M13, so good for tutoring for swamps. Sign in Blood, card draw in black, that was in M13. We've got Mutilate, which is our mass removal from M13 in black, and you can see it scales based on the amount of swamps we have. There's our swamps. Reliquary Tower was in the set, we might as well have it in here. I'm not expecting a ton of card draw in black, but why not include it as it was in the set. Cathedral of War is another exalted card. It does enter tap, but it acts as an exalted trigger. And, a lot harder to get rid of than, say, a creature. We've also got Blood Reckoning, which is going to punish anybody that attacks me or a planeswalker that I control, and that creature's controller loses 1 life. And then we have the ring in black, so this is going to regenerate our equipped creature, and at the beginning upkeep put a +1/+1 counter on it, as it's going to be black. I'm playing mono black, so cast for 2, equip for 1, and the regenerate can be triggered with a cost of 2. So that's always good to know in terms of mana that you might want to keep open. So this looks really cool as a starting seed. And so let us see what we get suggested. So I'm very much expecting to go down a Voltron path. So we're probably going to have higher than usual artifacts, certainly, and a fair number of enchantments. And most of our creatures, if they're not exalted, are obviously going to be some sort of utility creature. So we might see creatures with various removals stapled onto them, perhaps. So I think what I'm going to do first is look at the artifacts. I'd expect to see, as you can see here, things that double up the damage on this. So there's our Fireshrieker. This is always nice because it's less to equip if it's a legend, and it's +1/+1 for each land I control. Loxodon Warhammer is always popular, so we get +3/+0, and we've got lifelink and trample. Again, things that scale off of swamps is going to be cool. So Sword of the Animist. I do want to make sure that I include the appropriate mana rocks. Now, because I'm playing Voltron, I do want to make sure I protect my commander, and also things like this are nice, and this is nice. We've got a nice Jet Medallion. Creature in wood deal combat damage to a creature. That self-equips, which is interesting, because it does rely on it being in play before the legendary creature comes into play. That's the only thing. So I am playing black, so I don't know how much card draw I'm going to see, or tutoring for land. That's actually pretty cool. If I end up playing a few enchantments or auras. And that's nice, as is that. Let me just redo this, just so to speak. Now I've pulled in a few, see what it starts suggesting. Okay. Suspicious books case. Sort of vengeance. Exiled card. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Touch that, yeah, that works. Okay, let's just see. 20. Oh, that's a lot of artifacts. Maybe I'll go down that route rather than. Let's just see what things look like from this point of view. Interesting in Commander. Okay. Ooh. Maybe not. Yeah, I was mentioning about this, wasn't I? As long as you, yeah, so this was from the previous set. I mentioned this in the set musings episode. Any creatures put into a... Oh yeah, that'll be good. Oh, that's nice. Of course, yeah, that shade thing where you can invest mana into its and pump it. Eternal Thirst. So Night Howler. Bestow creature. You control that enchanting. trying to decide whether to have those sort of spells in there. If you control exactly one creature. Maybe I should. Just in case I just get down to just my commander. You know what I want to. Okay, so we'll have a look at some instants and sorceries. Although I might keep it fairly tight. Right, so we've got a Dark Ritual, we've got Defile. Hero's Downfall, Sudden Spoiling. So I'm going to play Tendrils. So I just go with removal for the moment. What does that leave me with? So we got 6 instants. Good. And then let's have a look at the sorceries. Just play discard a card, you draw a card for each card discarded this way. Removal. That's cool. We might need a Diabolic Tutor. Damnation. I think I'll stick with that for the moment. How many slots does that leave me for creatures? So I've got an additional 12. So yeah. Maybe I could play another couple of sorceries. Let's just see what bubbles up now. Now I've made a few selections. I wonder if Beseech the Queen would be nice to play. Not sure. Exsanguinate. Corrupt. Okay, we've got a command here. This is an interesting modal spell. I might want to play that. And Demonic Tutor, why not? Okay. I think we're getting there. So, creatures and a few utility lands and we'll be there. Let's have a look. So utility lands are just going to come out from our swamp counts. I'm not worried about those at the moment. I'll do that at the end. So it's going to be utility creatures. Extort is going to be interesting in this deck if we can do it. Okay, so we should play Gary. Card draw. I do like Archfiend of Depravity. Archfiend of Macavity. No, oh yeah, Crypt Ghast. Another non-token creature. You may draw a card. Dies. You may gain 3 life. Yeah, because we want stuff that's going to be triggering off of the other ability on there as well. Thinking about it, don't we? This is what I was thinking of. We can have a dread in there. If I try to bring a lamp is or another enchantment, it's the battlefield under your control. Okay. Ooh. Sort of combination mana creature rock. Right. Decisions. Play that and Burnished Hart. Oh, 101, so we need to lose one creature probably, or some other card. I'm not going to cut any of my exalted stuff. Maybe I'll take that out so it doesn't interfere with the those things that attach themselves automatically to legendary creatures. That would not be so good. Right. Looks good. I don't know how easy this is going to be to goldfish, to be honest with you. But... oh, I nearly forgot, didn't I? Utility lands. Ooh, of course. How could I not play that? Or that, or that. That's nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think that's good. Let me just decrease this by the appropriate amount. So we need to just cut back 5 swamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Export this. Look at our stats. Whoa. Okay. Some mana hungry stuff in here, but then it falls off, so that's probably not too bad. So most of our stuff is in this area, 2, 3, 4 mana. Not so many 3 CMC things either. Okay. So I'm just curious at what point. So this is a turn 6 card. So what I'm curious about is what happens in the meantime. So we play our swamp. Anything else we can play at this point? No. Let's just do a card draw. Get out another swamp. So we can't play any of these auras. And that's too high. Okay, so already we're missing our drops almost. Anything 3 mana we can play? No. I think I'll get that out when I've got the opportunity. Can't put that out yet. That will be nice. So that's 5, that's 6. So maybe I get that out the turn before I bring this into play, and then I start spitting out demons. Oh, enters the battlefield tapped. So we've still got just 4 mana. I could get that out. And just the amount of equipment I've got would be cool. Yeah, so now I'm suffering a little bit. I can get this out, but I don't have any creatures out yet. That's the only thing. Got a sign in blood. Maybe I need to do a card draw at this point. So we're kick me down if I played that. And I get to draw 2 cards. One of which is a Jet Medallion. So that does reduce the casting cost of my Nefarox. Okay. So even if I cast this, I still can't cast my Nefarox because I would have tapped down to cast it, which then means I can play 4 on this. And I don't really have anything else that I can play. But now things get interesting. So I get out my Nefarox. Boom. And then going forward, until I put another creature out, this starts spitting out demons. But it took a while to get there, that's the only thing. So that's my concern, is utility wise there's a little bit of a hole. And certainly that could be made worse if I miss my drops. This looks interesting actually. Yeah, this is cool. So really at this point I just decide whether I want a Jet Medallion. Oh, sorry. Reforged Blackblade, sort of ready to go. Possibility of a Knight of Infamy, so my exalted triggers would be then stacking if I then started attacking with Nefarox. So again, this time around that's plenty of options to get equipment out there if I wanted to. Or support stuff. So maybe get that out. And my shrine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so now this is castable. Whenever another equipment enters the battlefield on your control, you may attach the equipment. So I can't do it yet, but if I start casting out equipment, then yeah. Well, that'll be cool with that. So yeah, definitely. And obviously the casting of this is critical in terms of the timing. But again, we're in a good position now. Once you get Nefarox out, you need to know that you're going to be able to start, equipping it up. Yeah, and it looks like so far none of the creatures we've got in our deck, and we haven't seen a terrible amount of those. So it'll probably be the case that most of these are going to be support, and we can't really get any outlets like swinging with them maybe. So let me just do one more. Oh, one word, yep. Okay, that's good. We do have an Archfiend of Depravity, which is turn 5. Which would be nice to get out before the Nefarox sort of start clearing the way. That's our Night Howler. And we got our Crypt Ghast, so we can start extorting as well on turn 4. So this is a nice hand here. Looks like we've got something we can do once we start getting up to turn. Yeah, I'm just trying to. That's probably more of a bestow thing. But certainly I could get out turn 3 Sword of Vengeance, turn 4 Crypt Ghast. Well, not turn 4. Oh yeah, no, turn 4, what am I talking about? Yeah. Rogue's Passage. Always nice. So, turn 5, Archfiend of Depravity. And then we get out our Nefarox. Oh wow, I've got a Dark Ritz there. Oh yeah, we would definitely want this if we're going to start attacking with this. So we've got our Sadistic Glee, so we can get that out. And I suppose we could... Would this give us enough of a speed bump to get a ton of stuff out and start equipping up? Probably if we planned it right. Certainly start getting stuff on here. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we need 3 for this. That leaves us 4. We could get our Knight. Oh no, we see. Well, we've got a choice. Then we could get our Night Howler and bestow it on this, or we could just cast our Sadistic Glee without. We wouldn't even need the Dark Ritual for that. So yeah, let's just see what else there is. Oh, good. Yeah, that's a pretty nice hand. And then just one more. Yeah, looks like we're not having so much trouble now with making our drops. Oh, that's a nice card to have out early. Cool, so let's just look at what our draws are like here. Yeah, certainly no problem with the mana here. That's crazy. Oh, we got a nice tutor as well. That's funny. I like this deck. It's just a fun deck. I can imagine points where you would just get completely stuck, but yeah, this is cool. So out comes our Nefarox. I didn't bother tutoring for anything. We got this, which would then give us a minimum hand size. Yeah, no minimum hand size. And stuff starts going off. Okay. Wow, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. Oh, damn, yeah, that's pretty unpleasant. Yeah, build this deck. So if I go back to the decks, I'm just curious, because of that, because it just looks like fun, how much did this deck cost? So 315. We do have some quite expensive cards on which you could do without. Things like Cabal Coffers, Nixos, Shrine to Nyx. I mean, obviously that would impact your ability to generate a ton of mana really fast. Also, some of this stuff here, like Damnation, is probably pretty... Oh, that's 18 bucks. So it's probably down to... the fact that we got... Yeah, so probably if you started removing, say, the Damnation and a couple of the more expensive lands, and... how much is a Profane Command now? Oh, that's not very expensive. Creature side of things, I don't think we've got anything. I mean, Dreads is a little bit expensive. I always remember Crypt Ghast being on the pricier side of things, so nothing too major in there. I should imagine also some of our artifacts being on the expensive side, so there's a little bit of wiggle room here for cutting down the cost a little bit, but a lot of these artifacts do make quite a big difference to the deck, I think. So yeah, it's interesting, looks like fun. I don't know how much that's on Magic the Gathering Online. Is there an easy way? I'm trying to remember. There used to be an easy way of switching the pricing in here, but yeah, I can't remember. Sorry about that. Yeah, I thought there was a little drop down here, but maybe not. Oh, no, sorry. Interesting. Was it card holder? Yeah, 7.98 ticks if you tried to build that online. Yeah. Good to know. Okay, so there we have it. That's the Nefarox Exalted deck. At least my attempt at it. I think probably the other thing you could do with this, obviously we went down the Exalted route. The other way is to play to this. So defending player sacks a creature. There's obviously cards in Magic which will probably trigger off of this, like if a creature dies, and there's a few in here, but that might be another sort of side avenue to go down. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next episode.